Welcome to Dice and Pixels. This is Puck, and I'm here with Cueball.
Hey guys, how you doing? I've been instructed to talk more quietly because apparently I'm
louder.
too loud. No,
Louder.
no, get out! Ah!
Softer.
Alrighty, okay, so tonight on the show, we have Skyward The Airborne City. We'll be talking to the creator of that game, Brendan, and we're also talking to the indie game studio Matchbox Battery, and we will also be reviewing, a game that...
just the worst game.
It's
terrible.
Wow, so that's great. So we'll hand over to Park. Park, what's happening in your world? What are the upcoming events in your side of Dutch Potato?
Well, we a couple of weeks ago we launched running our games, obviously out of the Magic Vault. For all of you who've
and where is the Magic Vault? Just where?
So the Magic Vault, so that it's in Alderley.
Yes,
it is. It is definitely in Alderley.
Not in Annerley.
Definitely. No, Ace Comics is Annerley. So last night, this Tuesday just gone rather. Cut that bit out. So this Tuesday just gone, we had our first regular Storm King session. So this is a follow-on from the launch event, which is great. I didn't actually. I was DMing in that one actually, and I didn't quite prepare enough.
Nice.
A lot of my session was spent saying to my players, just ignore. I said that you don't know this information.
So it was a well-structured, well-planned round.
Yeah, exactly. Then this Saturday night we're running an oldie but a goodie, the Tyranny of Dragons storyline out of the Magic Vault. And then next week we should be launching our new Thursday night events at the Magic Vault as well.
Fantastic.
Which would be great. And of course, we've got PAX coming up the 2nd to the 4th of November. And then our Rainforest events from the 20-something to the 20-something.
The cabin, the dangerous cabin, the cabin that I shall not define as I previously defined it.
No, I got in trouble from my wife for that one. So that's from the 28th to the 30th, which sounds right.
Excellent.
Actually, that doesn't sound right.
Well, you
it
should
would
probably
be, in
get
fact,
the dates right.
It's
Oh my
the
God,
20
it's chaos. What are you doing?
November 25th to November 27th. That is when we're going away.
It doesn't run through till November the 38th or anything like that.
No.
Not
and of course, then a little bit further in the future, we've got the Labyrinth event, Labyrinth of the Gods. That we already have a number of sponsors lined up, including some very juicy ones. Like we've got Couch. Couch is throwing in some gift patches. They're juicy couches.
No. That's. Gloss over that. Keep going.
And
that's bad.
And Level Up Dice as well. So they're donating a set of dice as a prize on the day, which and they're coming along. And I think Alex from Level Up Dice is trying to bring along a Sydney team, which is just going to be so cool.
Phenomenal.
But, that's where we're going at the moment with events.
Excellent.
What about yourself? Up to anything exciting?
I am. I'm working on 2 new tracks. 2 new music things. That's about it. I'm not doing anything that involves any other people. I'm shutting myself in a room to get away from the world because that's what I do because I'm antisocial. So that's a good point. To lead into something that's not that. So tonight on the show we have Brendan from Skyward The Airborne City. Hey Brendan, how you doing?
I'm doing real good. How are you?
Very, very, very good. Now, for anyone out there that's listening, we've put links to the game underneath this in the comments so they can go and check it out. Brendan, can you give us first of all, tell us about the game, how it works. We've got a whole pile of questions we want to ask you, but give us an overview of the game.
Oh, boy. Okay. The game is a card drafting game, and it is about building a city. And card drafting basically just means cards laid out. You will get some, your opponents get the others, and you have a lot of fine control over how things end up based on your choices.
Brilliant. And it's 2 to 4 players, if memory serves. I haven't got the page in front of me. And this is cool. I was just saying to Puck before, I was aware. Oh, I was more than aware of this game. What? How long ago would it have been now? 6 years ago? 7 years ago? How long have you been working on it?
Oh, this game I've been working on. I went through my archives. I think there's a very, very early draft of this from 2013, and I think that was even before that. But...
Oh wow! I actually thought this was the original game that I talked to you about years ago. Unless it was 2013. Time has really
no
concept of time.
In 2009 or 10, I was trying to avoid doing a university assignment. So I was like, what I'm going to do right now at 2 a.m. in the morning is make a card game. And then the next day, I was like, I'm still sleep deprived. You know what this was for? Business plan.
Have you been working full time in this game, or is this something you've just done in your spare time?
There was a period of time where I called myself a full-time games designer, and what that really just meant was I was too proud to go to Centrelink. So for the most time, I've been somewhat gainfully employed for the last couple of years, but whenever I get a spare moment, games design.
It's the career.
Great.
It's like I have another thing I do during the day, but I never actually mention it anywhere at all.
We
That's
never
not
talk
my
about
job.
that. We never talk about that.
Going back to a bit of history, how'd you get the idea for the game in the first place? Like, were you inspired by any existing games out there?
Yeah, very heavily inspired. So I really, really, really like playing competitive card games, but I've gone through this thing where you try and convince someone to play a card game, and then you have to try and convince them to play the very specific sub-format of the main format of the card game that you're interested in. So I just had a friend move down to Melbourne and be like, hey, Brennan, Magic the Gathering's pretty good, isn't it? And I'm like, oh, it really is. And we spent years talking about it. It was very, very heavily inspired by my longtime love of competitive card games. The problem was finding someone who could actually sit down, learn a competitive card game, and then do this other thing that was drafting.
Yeah.
So had a friend who really, really got into Magic after he moved to a different city to me. And the next time we caught up, we played something that was very much like Skyward, but with Magic cards. And then when I went home, I was like, it would be great if I could do this without needing to travel or convince friends to learn entirely different games.
Yeah, I've got two friends which are heavily addicted to Magic. One of them, who will be probably listening, actually drives around with a spare deck in his trunk in case he actually ever gets the chance to play with someone, which is...
It's really good to live in hope, though.
It is. It's very hopeful.
So is it akin to something like Magic? Because Magic obviously has the collectability component to it as well, which I don't think Skyward has that, does it?
Skyward is just the part where you get to sit down and be like, I like that card, and I'm going to put this in my lovely little city. When you play some other competitive card games, like, you go through this entire enjoyable process, and then sometimes it can be like, oh, and now we have to play the game.
It can be a real barrier to Magic, because I was interested in Magic, but I'm also aware of, if you really get into it, the amount you have to outlay to build and get everything is huge. And I really like things that are kind of self-encapsulated, and you can just kind of pick up and play.
Yeah. And when you dive too deep into Magic, like, I tried to teach my wife when we first got married, and I just jumped straight into, like, thrashing newbie mode. And she's like, what are you doing? I'm like, oh, I'm just counting your spells, drawing some more cards. Okay, it's my turn now. And she's like, we're finished. It's done yet.
That's actually what I was just about to say, but that happens all the time. You get someone who's brand new to the game, who, say, goes into a store, sits down and plays, and then at the end of it just go, well, that sucked, and then don't want to play.
I never want to play again.
And you see it a lot with, say, a really good example on, say, PC games is Dota. Because it's quite it's a steep learning curve. You start playing Dota, everyone abuses you. You have no idea what's going on. At the end of it, this is
not
stupid
even a learning
game.
curve. That's a dick curve.
And the thing
is horrible.
And the thing is, it is a good game, but there's barriers in terms of people are just bastards about it. So taking it right back to the beginning. So how did you actually get started in taking this, I guess, from a concept all the way through to a commercial product? Because I'm really interested in that, because you hear all the time about people who are say have an idea, but they don't know where to start. I mean, when you come down to something like a Kickstarters have to be pretty, they have to get lots of attention, or otherwise there's really no point in doing them. So did you have to build up? Did you find you had to build up that following first and then do a Kickstarter, or did you do the art first? If you know what I mean, when it comes to the actual Kickstarter itself, and then it just sort of carried itself, or how did you find was the best way to approach that?
at the moment I'm trying to like document exactly what happened for Skyward, because we're in the middle of the Kickstarter and people are like, how did this game come to be? And I guess chapter 2 would be, how did this game come to be? And the answer is great for me and kind of terrible for people listening along, because the answer is, I went to PAX and I happened to meet Alan Chang, and at that exact point in Alan Chang's life, he said something along the lines of, I know all these people who can make games, but I just need more designs for games. If only I could find a useless ideas man with no skills. Oh. The more textbook answer, I think, is if you don't know people, go to PAX and then just be very bold about being like, hey, would you like to try this? And then also, like, Kickstarter doesn't let you just make money. You have to have a whole bunch of people who you can point at the link. So making cool stuff online and showing it to people is great. And then there's a great man by the name of Jamie Stegmeyer, and I'll try and supply a link to his webpage. And he does a lot of like interesting stuff about Kickstarter that people can look up.
That was great. I was looking at that. Congratulations on the Kickstarter campaign too. That's going phenomenally well.
It's doing so well.
Yeah.
I open it up whenever I need to feel good about myself.
That's great, because you've still got, I think, 20 days.
It's almost 3 weeks to go.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, we've got stretch goals and just a lot of like wonderful community stuff that we can do. Like the community that Rule and Make have built up is just wonderful. So interacting with them is a pleasure.
And hopefully this podcast will help as well. We've got a few hundred people listening to it, and as QB brought it up, we had a look before. I said, yeah, okay, I might take a copy of that. At the same time that QB said, yeah, I think I'm going to buy a copy as well. So,
so there's a couple of new things. So I'd encourage anyone that's actually listening, check out the Kickstarter. It looks fantastic.
Yeah, is it an easy Kickstarter just to read out over the podcast? I didn't actually look at the address because it took us a minute to find it, because apparently Emirates have something called Skyward, and it shows up in the top 38 links of every
and there's
Google search.
another tabletop Skyward game, but it doesn't look good at all.
The actual title of our game is Skyward The Airborne City, and the link looks like a nightmare to read out on the air.
Yeah, it's all right. I'll post it in thing, but yeah, for anyone out there that can listen really quickly and write things down, kickstarter.com/project/chaotic-the-airborne-city. And then I'm in /post/something, but I don't think you know
Okay,
that. We'll post that.
I'm going to make things really, really easy. If everyone wants to go to skyward.dutchpotato.com, I'll set up a little forwarder that'll go straight to the Kickstarter campaign.
Excellent. There we go. In terms of like when you met up with Alan, how did that change the dynamic of the development of the game? Like, how many people are actually working? How big's the team right now?
It is huge. There is a super team assembled in the bowels of Rule and Make. So I say the bowels, like it's more of a virtual bowl because I work from home, Alan works from home. We have like a stack of other artists who work from home. But the flow is something like there's genius, designer, visionaire, billionaire, playboy, philanthropist, myself.
Tony Stark.
Yeah. I did the design, and I was very confident in coming to Alan and saying stuff like, look, I've drawn my own stick figures. We're ready to go. Look, your game's about cows building a city in the Old West, and I thought that maybe a floating city might actually be really, really cool. And I said, please do go on. And he said, also, I know artists, I know people, like, you just, you make your game, and we'll make very, very pretty things happen with it. So Alan is like Alan and Alistair are the games developers and project managers and do a whole bunch of the practical stuff. And I can just like keep on going with my lifestyle of struggling to put pants on in the morning. And then
we hear you on that.
Yeah.
And then Stephen Preston is a very talented artist and art director, and so he leads a cabal of artists who take our mad scribblings and then turn them into the beautiful pieces of art you see on Kickstarter.
Yeah, it looks phenomenal.
Oh gosh, yes. And I think there's like a couple more stretch goals that involve more cards, and I'm really, really anxious just so that I get to see more art.
Yeah.
Sorry, did you say cows building cities?
Oh, that was the previous.
Yeah.
That was. Oh, wasn't that? Yeah.
The limit of my drawing skills is really nice looking stick figures, cows, and the word poop in big letters. So that was like the initial version of the game, and then they sort of massaged it to be something we could actually show people.
Yeah, gotcha.
Like the artists revolted at the idea of actually having to draw poop, so that they
Why?
I was like, the people that illustrated exploding kittens. Like, this is all over the cards. No, that's...
It's a great mystery to me, but I'm confident it's in much better hands.
That goes back to something Puck was saying earlier as well about in terms of with the Kickstarter itself and getting that online. If there are other people that are looking to do that, that's probably the route they want to take. Get together some people who are artists and put together a concept dev for the photos. Otherwise, with Kickstarter campaigns, it's kind of if you can't see it, people generally don't do much with it.
I guess the things that have also been successful for us is I meet up with people who are interested in games design in Brisbane every Monday. We have dinner, and then we play games for each other. And that means that as soon as you know people a little bit well, you can be like, look, I love you and I care deeply about your project, but also, like, these things are broken. Like, you can improve them.
Yeah, that's fantastic. Is that a formal group, or is that just a group of friends?
That's a group of friends, but we're always trying to make new friends.
Yeah.
Yeah, gotcha. So there is that networking component, as always.
And then you meet artists and you save up some pennies, and then you buy them a case of beer, and then they hopefully make your game look better. Yeah.
If only everything could operate on that currency. Like it did in uni. 2-minute noodles and beer was the currency of uni, and we were all rich as kings. So we'll post all the links to that. So everyone go and check this out. Keep an eye on it. It looks really good. And what I'm hoping is in a couple months when because we've backed it. So in a couple months when our copies arrive, we'll actually do a live playthrough when we have our video streaming equipment set up, so everyone can actually get a look at it.
Oh, heck yes.
Oh, and just remember, everyone, while you're browsing, if you're too lazy to just nudge your eyes down slightly, so skyward.dutchpotato.com. Just go to that web address. It'll take you straight to the Kickstarter.
Excellent. Thank you so much for your time. It's really been good talking to you today.
Thank you. It's been great having me.
Fantastic.
No, it's been great. Yes, that's all.
It has been great having you.
It has been fantastic.
It's been excellent you having me as well.
Very good.
Excellent. Fantastic. Well, best of luck, and everyone go and check it out. So coming up next on the show, earlier on in this week, Puck and I had the opportunity to catch up with Matchbox Battery, who were one of the winners from the recent 48-hour game comp. We're here with Matchbox Battery, but initiating the call pulled Puck out of his LOL match, and I'm really happy about that. So
it may have been the 26 deaths that failed me on this one.
Maybe. I'm just going to grief you with that next time. Anyway, hey guys, how are you doing? We have Ben, Andrew, and Stuart from Matchbox Battery. How you guys going?
I'm pretty good.
We wanted to get you on the show because I was, may have heard in the previous show, I was intending to go to the 48-hour game comp at QT.
Oh, yeah.
However, I got violently ill, so I didn't actually get to go and talk to anyone. But I read on their site that you guys you took out the lead prize.
Yeah, we took out one of them. There's indie teams, and then there's a sort of a newly pro startup league, and then there's the pro league. We got the indie league.
Oh, that's what we're interested in anyway. So how long have your company been running?
Well, it's my 8th year doing the competition, but we've sort of done the company as a uni thing since 2011. Which was Andrew's first year, so he's done.
We're not officially a company; it's just more of a group that started up.
Collective.
So we haven't actually got anything official yet. We're just a collective.
I know that's awesome.
Yeah, but the collective has been around since 2011. Team members have changed over the years, but us three have been consistent for the past 4 years.
Sounds
And how many people are usually in the team?
Previously, we've had 6
6
each year, but we've had 3 this year.
Oh, brilliant!
Yes, we
Right.
cut the fat, so to speak.
It sounds like we're interviewing a band. It's like, yeah, we had the same members most times, and we kicked this guy out because he was an asshole.
Yeah, the drummer is just such a douche.
So who's got the most groupies?
It's a bit like an XS, so we just keep going through new programs, new artists. 50 billion new people now.
So you've done 8 of these things now.
Yeah, this was my 8th. I thought it was my 9th, but I miscounted. But it's been my 8th, so I did it since the 3rd year it was running.
Oh wow! So what is
This was my 6th.
So what is the experience actually like? Because looking at it from the video feeds and the photos that kind of pop up on Facebook and Twitter and everything, I get the sense it's like basically a really big LAN where instead of playing games, everyone writes them.
Yeah, that's pretty much it. Towards the end, it gets quite insane. But it's the good kind of insane. It's the fun insane.
Is that the final rush to get like all of the bugs pushed out of the game before you're actually?
Yeah, usually by the last 4 hours, everyone's like pulling their hair out, going, "Oh, I haven't fixed this. We haven't got that." And oh, the main character's missing. Oh dear.
So are there any guidelines around it? Or do you guys basically just give it an open slather, or Is there a
Pretty much,
theme?
we get 3 words, 2 days to make one game, and not kill each other.
Oh, wow. So the three words, are they basically like a topical thing you have to create
they're
something
pretty
around?
much. They're just the inspiration. We can build anything we want, but they pretty much have to include those words in some way.
Okay, and what were the words this year?
They were power, love, and surprise. Is that right? Is that
Yep.
those
Yes.
3? Yeah.
I'm pretty
It's
sure.
a dangerous combination of 3, isn't it?
Wasn't this the name of like one of those albums by Huey Lewis and the News in the late 80s? But no.
Yeah.
Drug, sex, and rock and roll. And
Do you manage to get like through the process? Do you manage to get any sleep, or do you kind of stay up for the full 48-hour period?
In the first couple of years of doing the event, it was try to stay for as long as you can and try not to burn out. But then after doing it for a few years, you learn, okay, midnight, stop what you're doing, go to sleep either by going home or just in a sleeping bag.
Yeah.
So as a veteran, we know how to plan around sleep and work.
That's good. So I
first
didn't
time
actually realize that you could go home to sleep. I thought it was like a lock-in situation.
It's sort of unofficially a lock-in, but there's a little pass out you get. There's 2 per team, and being a 3-man team, it's kind of easy to handle.
Oh, cool.
So it basically means if someone's got the pass out, they can go and they just come back later.
Yeah.
But it's more just to make sure that people are safe as well. I just slept under the desk. The other guys went home, but I got to sort of man the fort and sleep under the desk.
The hardcore.
There's
Didn't do much
stories
sleep.
of a few years ago, one of the pro teams just as soon as they were given the words went to a bar. Just completely left the campus, went to a bar and did all their design and idea work in a bar.
Yeah, that's great though. I bet they won.
yeah, they did win.
I can't remember which team it was, unfortunately.
It's actually a shame because I've been in what my business does. I was in it a while. I've recently kind of ramped my business up again. The voice acting for indie video game developers, and we've got basically a horde of voice actors who are also gamers. So everyone's played that game where the voice acting was shit and it ruined the whole game. Our idea was because the way you have to do that acting differs from what is, strictly film or television. It's a very different medium. You get people that may be really good actors, but they're really shit in games. The really good example is Command & Conquer 4. Can't remember the name of the girl, but she was from House. Oh my god, worst performance I've ever seen in my life.
That'd be Olivia Wilde?
Yeah. No, the other one.
Or was it the other one?
It was the other one who I
She's the
cannot
one I
remember
can't
the name
remember.
of.
I don't know.
Jenna Morrison? Something around that.
If if you're listening, hit us up on the Twitter page with what your name is, because everyone's forgotten you. But
We apologise.
but
What a kick in the teeth.
yeah. So that
Just really good.
I've had peripheral involvement in the indie gaming industry for a while. But the thing was, during all that time, for some reason, I hadn't come across the 48-hour game comp, and I felt ashamed when I actually found it on the Brisbane Indie Gamers Forum.
It's been going for 10 years now.
Oh my
It's the
god!
big-
Never too late.
I'm
It's probably not. It's not a great thing though. Like it seems to be indicative though that like we didn't even know about it.
No, but
Like when we
it's
started
also
this
me.
podcast.
It's also me. I feel this is kind of an attach the rock of shame. But
No, but I mean it's. I would imagine it's probably more advertised as like throughout unis, for example.
I think it
or,
is, yeah. It's more a student
Definitely.
production thing.
Yeah. Whereas realistically, like this is the kind of thing that should be getting more widespread recognition. It's not necessarily as a spectator thing, but maybe for people to watch, social media and that kind of thing to get updates. And I mean, there's a huge following of indie gaming nowadays. So
Yeah.
to not know about something like this is that's really disappointing.
It'd be great to grow it to like global game jam status, but it's only run by about maybe 10 or 15 people, so it's really a small operation.
there is a distinct lack of mediums to promote things that are going on in the Brisbane indie gamer industry. Unless you're in those groups or you're in those circles, you generally don't really find out about it. When Manabar was running and AFK Cafe for a while as well, there was it kind of jumped up a bit because people were able to have places where they could, put up a bit of marketing and publicity around those things. But now it's, unless you're in the Facebook groups, you generally don't find out about them. And it's a pain in the ass because there's so much good stuff that goes on that we've only found out now. We've started really delving into it, but there's only select groups that actually know about it.
It's a fairly small community to start with, and when you don't get the exposure that some other communities get, say sporting events and so forth, it's very hard for it to take off. But it's making progress. I think it was the biggest year we've had this year.
I was reading on the
massive,
site.
yeah.
I think they had more attendees than they've had in any of the previous years.
Yeah, and
the room's
non people competing. It's the visitors that came in for the show afterwards. it was huge. People walking everywhere. We had more people try our game than ever before.
See, that's fantastic. That's what people need to kind of have in going on in this area, because indie gaming is I don't think anyone would disagree, it's the biggest sector of gaming currently. After it kind of got reborn in, I suppose, Steam.
I'd say so, yeah.
Where, in addition to this podcast, one of the things we're setting it down the track, and it'll be next year, I would say, is actually it's an indie game exhibition, which is specifically around like groups like you guys and small indie game teams, developers that are working on projects. And the idea is to have an event, which is a smaller level convention, to get all the indie gamers in one place and to get all the gamers in to actually go around and look at the games in development. So it's essentially an E3 for the indie game community, because no one's really doing it.
That would be cool.
Getting back to the game, what was the game that you guys actually developed for this year's comp?
I think a VR Fruit Ninja is probably the closest sort of description you can give over this medium.
Oh, that's cool.
So
except that VR Fruit Ninja exists, so it's a little bit different.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, I guess so. I didn't know about that until after our game was built. So that's that's a good thing, right?
Whoops.
There's no copyright infringement if you didn't know.
Well,
we didn't call it Fruit Ninja.
Our fruit has like humanoid features, so it's a bit less inanimate.
Yes, this fruit's trying to kill you. That's.
I was about to say,
it's not quite Uncanny Valley, but it's a little bit disturbing when the eyes follow you around the room, isn't it, Stuart?
Wow.
Yes, there's been a running joke, because this was actually a spiritual successor to a game we won with 2 years ago.
Yeah.
There's a running joke that Ben used to have as the model and the artist. He would build the bananas and the apples with these eyeballs and large pupils, and just as I look over to his screen to see what he's doing, he would move the eyes and they would straight at me. They'd track directly
when the
to me.
paintings just look at you.
Oh, it was terrifying. Like, it was really creepy. So now it's every time I look over, there's a banana looking at me.
We had a Twitter feed going, and I put that up on the Twitter feed. I saved the image. I was going to print it and put it on a shirt and just send it to him.
That's great.
And he would have opened it up
for this year's game, because you are now up and close and personal with the fruit and stuff. I made it so that in game the eyes track the player as well. So as you're playing, you sort of lean left and right. The eyes still always look at you.
That would have to be creepy. I will have nightmares about that forever.
It's not noticeable when you're running around, slashing them with swords and so forth. But when they're all standing dead still and you move your head around, and all sets of eyes are still on you, it's quite creepy.
That's fantastic.
I love that one on your right that just looks from behind his shield. You can just see like half his face and one eyeball
peering
just looking at you. The best thing ever.
So what?
To make it better, Andrew program the eyes to always look at you. So when they come flying off of the apples and in an explosion, as they're rolling around on the floor, they were still looking directly at you. So that was always fun.
As if to say, why?
I can tell you right now. Even if you'd only said we made a game where there was fruit and their eyes followed you, it would be like streets ahead of the game we reviewed today.
Well, hang on. Let's not look. Are you saying that a pregnant, naked 15-year-old getting attacked by fucking stupid midgets is not a better game?
I need
wow.
Wow. I think anything is a better game.
Yeah.
I have been stuck in traffic that has been better than that game. Yeah.
I'm just so confused though, because this guy's other games look fine.
I think he had a stroke or something.
Yeah,
I'm not
what
sure.
the fuck happened?
Is it his Warhol phase?
So what was I got off topic. Yeah. With the game that you did this year, did you reuse assets from your previous game, or did you start fresh?
We started fresh, but we used the old assets as inspiration.
Well, we started using the old assets as placeholder while new stuff was being made, just to help make the game come together quicker.
So I think the old bananas in there.
Yeah. We reused all of the old audio, being that we're sort of less team members than we had, and our audio guy was actually on his honeymoon. We decided, we'll just reuse the old audio and just add any new stuff if we needed. But we didn't really need to, so we just we'll reuse that.
Yeah, no, that's fine. Well, I mean, given the timeline that you've got for it, I'd be surprised if anyone went in there and just developed every asset from scratch, because you'd spend the entire time developing initial assets. Really?
Most people do.
Yeah. That's what we did on the same 2 years ago with the same sort of assets. We built the beach. We built the bananas and apples. We recorded every sound. My brother put all the sounds together. He made the music track, and a lot of other teams will do the same. Every asset, every feel. It's all from scratch.
That really kind of hammers in how tight that timeline is.
It's pretty tight. Like you think 48 hours, you think, wow, that's a lot of time, but it's not.
It's really not.
Not when you've got 12 hours of, not 12. Let's say 6 of that is sleeping, at least, and then you have to also eat and do things like go to the bathroom and like breathe. But
you learn to multitask.
No, I think it was about a quarter. A quarter was spent sleeping. I think we got about 6 hours of not being in front of the computers every night, both nights. So yeah, it would be 1/4 of it was lost due to just trying to get some sleep. It makes up for it the next day, though. Coming in a bit more fresh just makes a world of difference.
Yeah, exactly.
Being fresh and not worn down is definitely a good thing.
That's how you end up with the level of bugs that Ubisoft has managed to create in all of their games of recent.
Yeah, but at least we try and get rid of them.
That's right.
Or cover them up so that people don't notice them.
Yeah, exactly. At least make them less noticeable.
You embellish them and turn them into features.
I'm actually surprised that like the CEO of Ubisoft doesn't just come out and go, "Well, you fix them."
What to the public?
Just like stop trying.
There's enough. Yeah, there's enough of the modding community for their games that surely we could just use the gamers to fix everything.
Yeah.
But so back on that, is there any other games at the moment that you're working on, or is it kind of do you gather together just for the comps, or do you work on other stuff during the year as well?
What are you doing, Andrew? You've got some stuff in the pipeline.
Yeah, well, we've always got ideas that we're always trying to run with and slowly develop, but we've all kind of either got full-time jobs or own things going on, so it's hard to sort of dedicate time to anything specifically. But it's like the three of us have been sort of semi-working together for probably the past 4 years at least anyway on various ideas in parts. So it's something we're not going to give up on. We may not have anything out for another few months or more, but we're not going to stop. We will have things out eventually.
Yeah, that's it. My business partner in another software business that we did, we started doing some after-hours game development, and I think we fell into that trap of, I think we've got about 83 partially developed games before we got, you get about a third of the way into it, and then you go, hang on, I've just had another really good idea. I'll just put that aside and I'll do another game now, and then nothing gets finished.
Yeah.
So
what you've got there is you've got your own sort of Mario Party idea. Get them all done,
glue them all together.
You've got 83 minigames you can glue together.
Exactly. 83 minigames all in various states of being broken. So.
Yeah.
We actually got a really good compliment for this game that we did in this 48-hour. We started demoing it, and one of the judges came around, Morgan Jaffet from Defiant. He came around and he played it, and he said the greatest thing you could say to someone after 48 hours of slaving away on this, he said, you guys have to release this.
Oh, that's great. That's what you want to hear.
That's what.
How good a compliment
tears well
is
up
that?
in your eyes.
Yeah, you
gold
kind
light comes
of
down
you
from
hold
your
each
head,
other
you're
and hug each other. So I think to answer your question, I guess for the next 12 months, absolutely, we're going to be releasing this game together. But this is what we were aiming to do now: is to polish this off, finish it off, put some of the ideas that we wanted to get in, but we just could not fit in 48 hours, and we will be releasing this one for sure.
I want to package it up with our original and do like a
quick bug fix pass and sort of UI exit button type stuff, and then get that out as a free download of here's what we did in the comp, and then work on all the extra features, add more stuff, and then try and push the new one onto Steam somewhere and go, buy our game that was built on from our award-winning game.
Twice. Well, technically.
That's fantastic. Well, you can say you want an award. You
to the
just
first
put that
one as
all
well.
You can. I think I'm pretty sure that the rules, from what I interpreted the rules, basically, if you've made a game and someone's seen it, you're allowed to put Game of the Year 2016 on it anyway. Given that every game that I buy now seems to be the Game of the Year, and I don't really understand that.
Even if we put
you just release a Game of the Year edition 6 to 8 months later with all the DLC included.
Exactly.
And you call it the Game of the Year edition.
Just
make a game. It's going to be called the Game of the Year.
I was about to say, call the game Game of the Year. Out of curiosity, what hardware?
Vive.
Vive. Cool. That was the one that I couldn't put my finger on.
HTC Vive. Like, I purchased it a couple months ago, been meaning to develop with it, and I've just been slowly putting it off. Got to the night before, I'm like, I should
learn how to do this
to see how this works. And it's something I then pack my computer up. Then so get in, put everything on, set up computers. Like, okay, how do I take our idea and actually put it with a Vive, which
Typed it directly into Google, and it was perfect.
like using Unity Game Engine and the Steam VR plugin, it was literally drag and drop. Oh, look, headset works, tracking straight away.
Oh, see,
Here's the controllers. Replace models with
fantastic.
our own models, and away we went. Everything fell in really, really good.
Well,
Even Valve's the lab, like their demo space, is a Unity game.
Well, that's good.
Definitely
I'll
pick
tell
it
you what. When you do the release of this version and the final one, let us know. We'll put it out on our Twitter and our Facebook and all of the other various
Definitely
places,
will.
and we'll give it a yell out on the show because everyone can then start checking it out.
Definitely, and we'll probably try and add Oculus Touch controller support when they're available as well, just so it's more platform agnostic.
Thanks, guys, for being on the show. It was really, really
Thanks
good to
for
chat with you. And I'm
No,
guessing
it's a real
people
pleasure. Thank you.
will probably be able to see you next year at next year's 48-hour con.
Absolutely.
Definitely. And if we're lucky, we'll be taking our game to PAX next year in the indie section. Hopefully, fingers
brilliant.
crossed.
Yes,
Puck will
absolutely.
be there. Puck's all over Puck.
Oh, yeah.
He's.
Yeah.
Thanks, you all. Really good to talk to all of you.
You too. Thanks for having
Wonderful.
us.
Thank you so much.
Okay.
Thank
bye.
you.
And now on to our game review. I will take this opportunity only because the game reminded me of it, just to say what is going on with the clowns. Because there's crazy midgets in this game, and they kind of just remind me of clowns for some reason. Tiny.
Yeah,
clowns.
I don't understand what's happening. I don't get the end game with the clowns. Like, is it a Halloween prank, or
I don't know. Maybe it's just gonna fizzle out. Is it like?
It's,
It's nearly the level of what the fuck as planking. I never understood planking. It's like,
but
great.
the thing is, someone's gonna die. Like,
Oh,
someone,
yeah.
there's a clown out there that's gonna do the wrong thing. They're gonna go to Woodridge and get the crap kicked out of them.
Well, no,
by,
that's
like,
already
a 15-year-old Tongan or something.
That's already happened.
like-
But I don't get it. But the thing is, the person who's going to get hurt, it's not going to be one of these clowns. It's going to be like some guy that's been hired to entertain a bunch of kids at a birthday party. And he's going to be coming out. There's going to be a gang on the street going, "We don't like your type here. We're going to fuck you up."
You know what? You got to feel sorry for the legitimate clowns out there. Like they've got to be sitting at home just going, "This is bullshit." Like, yeah. Did you know? There's a fear of, like, people obviously have a fear of clowns, right?
Yeah.
There is legitimately a thing that you can do where you can go to a circus and you can watch a clown put on their makeup and get dressed up, and they're going from like 0 to 100, right? And
Right.
it actually has a name, and I swear to God this is true. It's called clownseling.
That's
It's a real thing.
terrible. I don't.
And it's
Hang on.
And it's-
I'm not sure what emotional reaction I'm having right now. It's not one I've ever had before.
well, it's supposed to be, yeah. So the idea, of course, is that it's like exposure therapy. So when you expose yourself to your fears, then you get over them. So by seeing a clown go from normal to
I
a clown,
appreciate that, but so let's say you have an intense fear of clowns. So you're sitting in a completely silent, dark room, I imagine, with a chair in front of you, and there's a clown just sitting there going, "I'm going to put on my makeup," scraping paint onto his face. And that's going to make you better?
No, that'd make things much worse.
Wow. That's just like... I think even Stephen King would weigh in and go, "Guys, that's a bit much."
No, Stephen King's
come
already
on.
done that.
No, he
Stephen King's
said,
already done
"Come on, guys, leave the clowns alone. They're just making
No.
people laugh."
No, he hasn't. He's
That's what he said on Twitter.
No. What he basically said is he's got these dickhead clowns. Like, can you guys like lay off because you're giving clowns a bad name? And I'm like, yeah, dude, you made fucking it.
It's like, Stephen, we need to talk.
Steve, mate,
Really?
mate, Steve,
Mate?
yeah, mate. You know, like,
Don't go there. We're drifting into meme territory.
God.
Oh, God, we're all going to die.
Yeah, no, I don't know what's happening with it. I hope it goes away soon because I've got young kids, and I feel like this is just a license to murder a clown.
There are people in society who maybe they've been waiting for this opportunity.
Well, do these idiots realize that? Do these idiots realize, like, if they come into their yard, someone's going to attack them? And they're gonna get hurt, and they can say, "Oh, it's a fake weapon," as much as they like.
Yeah, you still broke into someone else's yard with a fake weapon and then banged it against the window.
Yeah, and if you do that to the wrong person, he's taking you down.
Yeah.
Like,
You know what we need? You know what we need? I have a fix. I have fixed a problem. Problem solved. Batman. Yep, Batman. or no, it doesn't even need to be real Batman. You just get someone who's particularly well skilled in martial arts that can just dress up as Batman and go around and start beating people up. Clowns, not just general people, but because I would love to see that CCTV footage. My life would be complete.
Yeah. Yeah, well, I mean, hopefully it just stops soon, because something's going to go wrong soon.
It's creepy, it's eerie.
Really wrong soon.
People are going to die. On that, let's cross the bridge from clowns to clowns. That was Pee Wee Herman. I don't know what the hell that was. Another terrifying thing. Maybe that can be the next craze. Let's talk about yeah.
Well, hang on. Before we go into that, I've got something else I want to talk about.
Oh God.
Have you got an iPhone?
Do I?
I can't remember if you have an iPhone or not. What the fuck did they do in the last fucking update?
I can tell you, they took all of the features and they took all of the good things, and there weren't many of them, and they improved them by removing them all.
Oh, just every now and again, I hear my wife, like, over the other side of the house go, "I said fucking swipe."
Yeah, no, they've done that. They made it. They moved the little trick. They changed the trick of how to get to the camera. It's like swipe sideways now. They did something to the slide up menu on the bottom that lets you change your brightness. Did you know you can swipe that up and then you can swipe it left and right to go to other things? Now, I don't know if that was there previously, but I spent probably 6 hours like a caveman bashing my phone on the desk going, "I want to change brightness." And I couldn't friggin' change it.
You know, it's really got me. Like, I use my phone a lot because I listen to a lot of podcasts, and I obviously use it a lot for work as well. I found now it keeps unlocking itself, like, just randomly.
Mine's called 4 people at random without Siri's intervention this time.
Yeah,
it's just.
And ordinarily it wouldn't be that big a deal, but I've got like a 6S Plus, so it's a big one, right? So when you with that sort of phone, you just kind of put it wherever it fits.
So it's a big one, and you put it wherever it fits.
It's a big one. You just put it wherever it fits, and then it fucks you.
Wow, you could be designing their new marketing campaigns.
iPhone, it'll fuck you.
Well, they've removed the headphone slot from the next one. So the one that's just come out. So maybe on the next iteration they'll remove the screen. That would be great.
Surely they're going to put that back in.
They want you to buy their thingy, the little Bluetooth thing. I think it's Bluetooth.
So expensive,
they're special.
though.
I know. That's why they did it. You can't tell me that it's like, oh my God, what a shock. Apple want us to buy their expensive proprietary gear.
I don't think people will buy that. I think it'll just create a market on eBay for the older versions of phones.
Or it'll create a market for really cheap Taiwanese-made imitations of those, which will no doubt catch fire in people's ears.
So what, Samsung Galaxies?
Oh, yeah, well, I don't think any of them caught fire in someone's ear. They burned a couple of cars out.
You think you have Windows phones?
No, the Galaxy did burn a guy's car out. He got compensation.
No, Windows phones are responsible for more murders and suicides than any other.
That's only because people wake up in the morning and go, "I bought a Windows phone," and then go on a rampage because they realize what they've done.
And they cause depression and anxiety. They're horrible. I bought one. I bought one and I hated myself the entire time.
Why did you buy?
Yeah, and then when I replaced it, when I called up Optus, I said, "Look, I bought a Windows phone," and they went, "Oh, we're so sorry." I went, "I bought it from you, you pricks."
Would you like a refund or a replacement? Because
no. I only just finished off paying that phone. I've had my iPhone now for a year because I called them up and I went, I just hate this phone so much. And I said, "I just want another phone." And they said, "Well, we can give you another phone." Oh, that'd be great. That you pay for.
Less
great.
They're not going to give you another phone.
Wow.
You take what you get. I chose the iPhone back then, not knowing the stream of updates that would gradually make the.
No, I preferred an iPhone.
I'm of a. Okay, let's just face it. The iPhone, when it was working, it worked quite well. It was a really good tablet. It's not a terribly good phone. It's an awful phone. But then again, Androids, they're quite good at phones, but the market is generally horrible. Most of the stuff on the market is just bad because there's no QC process. But that's another discussion for another time when we talk about mobile gaming, which will probably be on next week's show. That's going to be an exciting show because I've been thrown a whole bunch of little mobile games developed by Brisbane-based guys to play around with, and one of them's phenomenal. It's simple and easy, and I love it. And it violates all kinds of copyrights, but it's great. I think that takes us smoothly into the harbour of midgets in cloaks.
Yeah, so speaking of violations...
wow. Okay, so the game that we decided to... the game that I found to inflict on us was a Steam game called The Youth Drainers. And, hey, Puck, does it feel like your youth has been drained? Because mine has.
I'm just really confused.
Well, I'll tell you what. Here's a challenge. Puck, how about you tell us what this game's about? Because I've got no fucking idea.
Oh, no, that's easy. So, you see, you wake up and you're a naked teenage girl. And that should be enough.
Right.
We shouldn't have to describe it further. And people go, yeah, okay, I'll buy that. But they've done something weird with the pixelation.
And the face.
And the face.
It's a, I don't know, paper mache face or something?
Yeah.
And it's creepy. And her... I was offended on every level by this game.
Yeah.
Because someone on Steam actually said, this game is the least fun you can ever have while watching breasts. And I was like, well, yeah, that's accurate because for one thing, there is a form of simple harmonic motion going on in this, which is not based in reality by any means. The girl looks like she's like 15 or something, so it's just wrong.
She looks too young. But anyway, okay, right. So hang on, let's get back to the plot. All right. So the plot.
What? Hang on. Did we play the same game?
Yeah, see, I played the tutorial as well, which is just as stupid as the game.
There's a tutorial? I just went into it and I went, wow, this whole game, it's basically walking around in the dark with no shirt on, bumping into shit, which is pretty much all of my uni years summed up.
No, there is a subtlety to it. So I went and played the tutorial as well, which didn't help. But okay, so here's what the situation is. Effectively, yes, you wake up and you're effectively a naked teenage girl. You have to search cupboards and TVs and tables and stuff for a key. Now, if you find the key, you get to leave through the door.
Yeah, and then you have to find another key to get through the next door.
Oh, did you find the key and get through the door? I didn't.
No, I got, I think I threw the first laptop out the window after like the second time I had to play the mini game that is impossible.
Yeah, so every time you search something, you get what they call a skill check comes up, which is, it's kind of like a bar that flies across the screen, and there's a little tiny area that you have to try and stop the bar in. Now, for ages, I was just letting go of the search key thinking, oh, that'll stop it.
Which is what I thought it was. But no, you have to mash the space bar, apparently.
Exactly. And then and there's cameras on the roof, which took me a minute to notice. But basically there's cameras watching this girl, and if the midgets, and this is their words, if the midgets see that you're doing something suspicious, they turn off all the lights, and then you get a torch that you can scare off the midgets with if they get too close.
Oh, can I just touch on how great this torch is, right? This character is fantastic because not only is she unable to move while using the torch. Torch has to be off, so you have to literally be in the dark when you move, and then you turn it on. She's also only capable of shining the torch down or up, not straight ahead.
Yeah.
So it's like, there's the roof, there's the floor. That's all you get, guys.
But here's...
Oh, and you run out of batteries as well, which is just great.
So this is what the instructions say about this point in the game. It says that you have to scare off the midgets with the torch.
As you do.
And then whilst pressing control to quickly get the power back on. Now, that was news to me, but when you actually press control, it doesn't do anything. If you keep pressing it really quickly, it does nothing. If you hold it, it does nothing.
I I was killed multiple times by little swarms of, I assume, midgets. I saw what I think was one. I died.
Did you
I
notice?
was dead.
Yeah. Did you notice? There's no exit on this game. You can't get out.
Yeah, I did notice that.
You have to die.
I was charmed first by a menu system that gives you a mouse cursor and highlights menu items as you hover over them, but you can't click on them.
And you don't even press enter. You have to press space for some reason.
There's no options menu. There's no brightness.
There is an option. There is an options menu. It's how you
get to find it.
It's how you get to the tutorial.
Oh, that's excellent. This is getting better. Well, okay. I admittedly I didn't have high expectations from a game that had a warning at the beginning that said warning contains nudity and evil midgets in cloaks, and then goes on to some audio recorded by someone who sounds extremely bored. On a side note there, that says the first sentence: "Whoever hears this message, then please listen carefully to this message." I went, "Nah, I'm out."
Yeah, it was late. It's a lazy game. I can kind of see what they were going for.
I can see what they were trying to do. And if you look at the screenshots in Steam, there are other locations. Apparently, it is possible to get out of that house. However, they've combined an extremely steep difficulty level with a very clunky interface, and just it's. I don't know. You know how you sometimes see things and you just feel off, like you've eaten a bad tuna sandwich. This game is a bad tuna sandwich.
Okay, so I'm just reading a little bit more information about it, and this is the description. It's an indie horror game in which a pregnant woman tries to escape midgets.
Didn't you know that? No, she's pregnant because the midgets are trying to steal your babies. Because that... Uh-huh.
Okay. What?
Excellent.
She didn't look pregnant.
No, but they are trying to steal babies. That's what they want for some reason. Which is not. And the poster for this looks really B-grade movie kind of cool and makes you, this could be interesting. No.
This has 2 stars.
Yup. I don't know who those 2 stars came from, but
hey, she's not naked in the screenshots on Steam. I've just noticed.
Well, she is in the game.
Yeah, she's got like a top on.
Maybe you can find clothes. I ideally hope you can find clothes because that was quite disturbing. That's
yeah.
So right, so
but
redeeming
you as a
found,
mother. Hang on. I'm just reading more about this. But you as a mother see no alternative but to take your own life to save your baby's soul. So,
when did that happen?
I
was too busy getting killed by midgets to be able to take my own life.
Hang on. I'm no scientician. But I was under the impression that if you're pregnant and you die, the baby goes with you.
Well, look, you have to. I think it's their first game. You have to forgive them for some minor inaccuracies, such as that. Yeah.
Who developed this? I'm just looking for the name of the developer.
Evilized is the name of them. And
Well,
the thing
no,
is, I don't want to.
That's the publisher. The developer
okay.
is Ben Aprigliano.
I don't want to bash this guy too hard because, okay, look at the pros. The game has graphics, it has sound, and it kind of has an engine. And there is a menu. Now, what it actually felt like to me, do you remember those really weird Shockwave Flash games of like the late 90s, early Yeah, it was kind of like that. And it was kind of like a project. Now, the thing is, as a conceptual project, apart from some of the odd stuff that I didn't agree with, okay, maybe. But as a game, it's a little bit confusing.
Yeah.
If they took the core of the idea and redeveloped it and then created a new... No, that's pointless. That's kind of like me saying, well, if they took Call of Duty and just got rid of the whole game and replaced it with StarCraft 2, that would improve it.
Yeah, okay, cool. So this is not his first game. This is the result of experience.
I desperately want to play this guy's other games now.
Oh, I do too, because
I don't even know why. It's the same reason I want to watch things
no.
like Sharknado.
It's
Because
the
it's like,
name.
oh, wow, I need to see the car accident.
Dude, it's the name of it. There's another game he's made, which actually doesn't look terrible, called Not Without My Donuts.
So next week on Dice and Pixels, we will be reviewing Not Without My Donuts.
Well, yeah, definitely, because you should see this. It doesn't look
The
terrible.
critically acclaimed Not Without My Donuts game.
Yeah.
Stay a while.
Your vows to protect your world and every remaining donut have toughened your resolve to overcome all obstacles. Your cupcakes trying to save all the donuts.
Right.
What the fuck happened to this guy? He went from Not Without My Donuts to pregnant 15-year-old having her baby stolen so she commits suicide. What the hell?
There's an obvious progression there.
From what to what?
I don't know, one rubber room to the one next door, something like that. Rounding up, final thoughts on this game.
Oh, it's terrible. Should be ashamed of himself.
It could have been, without the pregnancy, without the topless girl, and without the midgets, it could have been, well, then it's just a game about an empty house. So that's probably not a good example.
I tell you what, if they lowered the difficulty on that game, so you could actually, hit the little skill check thing, it could be okay.
Because that's the other problem. We don't legitimately know if this game goes anywhere or not.
Because it's fucking
because
impossible
you can't
to play.
Get there.
You can't. It's impossible to play. And it's completely black. It doesn't tell you how to turn on your torch.
No.
You just got to guess that it's Z.
Do not buy this game. We will check out his other games though. If he significantly reworks it, maybe it'll. No, don't worry. Yeah, it's like it's not as creepy at that point. So 0 stars, not very good. Needs significantly more cowbell. Don't play.
Yeah,
No.
0 out of 10 would not bang again.
Fantastic. Stop banging all the games. You just So on next week's show, we are catching up during the week, I believe, with another tabletop card game developer that we got put in touch with through the Magic Vault.
Oh, those guys. Cool.
And I have it written down, and I'm a douchebag and do not have that open, so I'm unfortunately not able to plug them in advance, but we will make up for that by plugging them all over our Facebook and Twitter hedges and Snapchat, which we don't have.
Good.
But I hear all the kids are using it nowadays.
Well, they're using all sorts of things.
No, I reckon we are rounding up. The only thing that's been in the news, apart from that, interesting this week is I read that they're rebooting Fraggle Rock, and when that's the only thing in the news, I thought you'd basically, yeah. Do you need a mop? Okay. Down to Fraggle Rock. Yeah. So yeah, follow the shit out of that.
Now,
it's fantastic.
Okay, now, see, here's the thing, though. Most of the players who say play with me over at Dutch Potato are under the age of 25.
They won't know what that
every
is.
single one of them just went, what the fuck?
You're the old guy. The old guy. They're like, what's this Fraggle Rock thing? He's like, oh, well, stay a while and I'll tell you the story of an old Fraggle Rock.
And then when
Shut up, David.
And then when you explain the concept of that, people are like, what? What the fuck?
Yeah. A young ruffian actually said to me, what's the Matrix? It sounds shit. And I'm like, I'm old and I'm sad. I'm going to go home and eat ice cream and cry.
Yeah, wasn't that like 99? It was 17.
It was.
17 years ago.
There are people graduating from high school now who were not born when that movie came out.
Wow.
You feel old now?
Yeah. Cool. Okay, so...
Rounding up for this week. Great. We're old. You're all young. Live it up, youngsters.
Bastards.
Yeah, you suck. We'll see you next week. See everyone next week.